I have the stream up on, I have the stream up on the computer. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna be closing it now because the computer is like behind me, and I wouldn't be able to constantly look behind me as I'm playing to read. So, yeah. I found this Air Factory tycoon. I don't know if I'll be playing it a lot, but yeah. Pointing me here. Oh, give me a second. What am I here? Lag. Oh. My last stream. My last stream, I wouldn't consider it a stream. It was like 10 minutes, but I don't remember why it was 10 minutes. I remember wanting to stream, but not really having anything to do. It was a Genshin Impact, which I'm only on the game every day for like 10 minutes doing dailies or leveling characters and stuff. But some of that stream was me just sitting there because I left like the room to get breakfast, forgetting to either not stop streaming or I don't know, something. Last week, I think it was last weekend, I don't remember, but like a week or so ago, it was my mom's birthday, and yeah, it's also kind of like she explained it to me, and I'm gonna be feeling it in like 8 days when my birthday comes. But my grandma died last year, October or something, sometime in October. I don't remember when. And so this was one of those. It's a first. And it was the first, my mom's first birthday without my grandma, her mom. So, you know, and my birthday's in 8 days. And I turn 18. We're going to be doing something that I talked about with my grandma before she passed, specifically before she wasn't there anymore. She said that she would, when I turned 18, because when my brother turned 18, they took him to a casino and, you know, that stuff. But I'm not into that, despite playing gacha games, and, you know, but not into casino stuff. And I'm really into, like, playing bingo. And so my grandma said that she would, when I turned 18, we would go to bingo. And that she would go with me. But things happened. And my parents had promised the 18th, which was like $12 days from now, they will be taking me to go play bingo. That's 4 days after my birthday. My birthday is the 14th. Also, speaking of me, like, turning 18 and stuff, I am overweight. Extremely. I would be, I would be considered obese for my age. I am big. I don't want to just say it, because, I don't know. And I've been taking some I have ADHD, so I take ADHD medicine. The side effects from that is loss in appetite. Well, that's the side effect I've had. It's one of the side effects. There's other side effects, but that's the one that I have. And then I take another medicine. I don't know what it exactly does. I used to take a shot for this, but it would, like, help me lose weight and make me feel more full. The shot, though, made me feel sick. And the medicine I'm taking right now works great, but once I turn 18, there'll be other options for me to be able to try out. I'm not doing any shots for that, but I will be fine with taking like some medication or multiple if it's needed. And funny thing, the same day we're going for bingo, is my next doctor's appointment. So, yeah. Oh, for my mom, it was like birthday lunch. I don't know. I don't think we had it. No, we had it on my mom's birthday. I had to think on that. Her birthday was on the weekend, and we were able to go. Because my parents, both of them, work during the week. My mom technically has 2 jobs. Sometimes she works at like the store in town. But when she doesn't work in the store in town, she goes with my dad to clean places. You know. And that's like during the week. But so I don't know. I think from what I understand, my mom called off work the 14th, which is my birthday, and then also called off work the 18th. I know at least the 18th she did, because she stated that last night. Yeah. See, I just want to like talk, but there's nothing really like interesting going on right now. I mean, I'm playing Honkai Star Rail most of the day. During the week when my parents are at work, I like to take over the living room because they normally have it. Because, you know, they do. So, yeah. I don't know what I was going with, but I wanted to say something, so. I want to just talk, because, oh, it's still happening, but it was worse the other day. You know, it's getting to that time of the year where allergies start to, like, be mean. Yeah. And so, you know, my nose has been stuffed up and all that stuff, and runny. It's been both. And then the other day I had a sore throat. The funny thing about the sore throat was, I only started to feel it because I was like watching TikToks, and I was laughing a bunch, and I started to feel it more. And then also, the more I talked, the more like my throat would hurt. That's like funny thing that's happening like right now. I have this yesterday I finally had enough of my nose, and I have a nasal spray that like I spray up my nose that like clears it out. Basically what it does is it helps, I don't know how to explain it, but it basically makes it easier to like blow the snot out of your nose. So, you know. This way to bring over to here. Oh, there's some over here too. Yeah, I don't know what's that. What I was getting at earlier about, I remember now. I don't know if that's what I was getting at earlier, but like a moment ago, but oh, I lost it again. Hold on. It's also what time is it? Oh, it's 6 in the morning, so I'm not really awake. I've been up the entire night. Funny enough, playing Honkai Star Rail. So, you know. Can I grab some of these? Nope. Okay. Oh, oops. I was trying to think of what I was looking away. So, oh. I think what I was trying to get at is that when I'm not streaming, I'm either playing Honkai Star Rail on TikTok or watching YouTube in the living room. Sometimes I'm doing also watching TikTok. Just because I sometimes do that. Oh. I don't know. I can't read. Ugh, there. I'm gonna reopen the stream real fast and see how long I've been streaming. It's been like around 30 minutes. I'm gonna grab the keyboard because it's too far away. I should just keep it open if I need to check. But that don't mean I'm gonna be reading the chat. Ah, 20 minutes. I heard myself. Anyway. So, yeah, it's only been 20 minutes, but I would have streamed a bit earlier, but I didn't want to stream just my dailies. I wanted to do like an hour long. Because if I go and open up YouTube, give me a second. Channel. So, how many days ago? I think that says 8 days ago. 8 days ago when I uploaded that stream, that was like 10 minutes. I was like, to make up for it, here's my Honkai Star Rail account plus some characters I have. And then, literally, a couple days later, I made a post saying, okay, so ignore my last community post. I made an alt account and I accidentally got Firefly. Just FYI, I did it again. Did that again. With another character. I forgot her name, but she's, the ice one, I forgot her name. I don't even know how to say it. She's Destruction, I think that's what it was, and she's ice, blue hair. Her name starts with a J. I don't know how to say it. And I also don't remember what it was. So, you know. Yeah, so I should update that and post the new. I shouldn't say new, because then again, I'm probably changing my main again to another account, because there was a character that I wanted that I was confused on why I wasn't getting her, and it turns out because I was pulling on that 50 pull thing that like guarantees you a 5-star. She's not on that, and I was like, oh. So then I started pulling on the I don't know what it'd be called, but like the standard banner. I don't know if it's called that or something else, but where it's like the standard characters. And it took a couple tries, but actually, yeah, no, it took a couple tries, but I did end up. It took 2. I had to think. It only took 2, but it was still a couple. But I ended up getting her. And then I also got characters on that account that I want to use as well. That, hold on, my ear, that I haven't used before. Okay. I'm just trying to talk so it's not so quiet, because I've noticed sometimes my streams are I talk and then I'm quiet. I talk and then I'm quiet. So, you know. And sometimes the quiet thing could be like half of the stream, and I don't want that. I want to just talk, and from time to time be quiet, not, I'm gonna talk for a bit, and then I'm gonna shut up for like 10 minutes. I don't think it was 10 minutes, I think it was like 5. Plus, for a short period of time while I was still in school, well, online schooling anyway, I didn't use the microphone. The headphones I'm using that have a mic on them. But that's because I didn't, at the time, I was still getting used to being in a good environment, because my old school sucks. It was a really bad environment for me. I was, how I said that I'm considered obese. I was getting bullied because of it. And at first it was a like once a week thing. And then 10th grade, it was every day. Every classroom. And it got worse when my classes changed. Because guess who, there was a couple people who were doing it to me every day. Ended up being in the same class as them, and so I could overhear things. And it's like, okay. But at first, like the first year, it was 9th grade, it didn't bother me, because at the time I was told that they're just, I didn't tell anybody about it until it got so bad that I used to go to an after-school program. That place was good. When they found out about the bullying, they were able to stop it and kick the people out who were bullying me. And so, they're great. They're great. Because I found that place safe and like a comfortable environment. But then, what would happen is that during the school day, the bullying would bother me so bad that I would want to just go home. And so I would lie and do a pretend, oh, I'm sick, just to get home. Or, can you come pick me up? After school, And my parents at the time thought something was up, but, they didn't know. It was just weird that things would change like that, especially since I always want to go, And then because I wasn't wanting to just sit down and talk to my parents about being bullied. It was something that I wanted to not, have to say it, because I was afraid to. It's one of those things that's I wouldn't say that, I don't know how to explain it. How do I explain it? It's the feeling of, I don't want to talk about my emotions, like me, but if I type it out and send it out, that's easier on me. And so that's what I did. I typed out a couple paragraphs of things, describing what they were talking about me, and where and when they would do it, all that stuff. And when my parents got home, the first thing they said to me, which is what I love the most, is that in the morning, they're going to go to the school and talk to the principal. I'm gonna say that they tried their best with talking to the principal, because, like, you know, not great. And then, the principal said they were going to do something about it. They were going to talk to the specific students, which is like, you know, you're meant to talk to them one-on-one. You know what she did? She talked to every single one at the exact same time, called them all there. And when they came back to class, they were laughing. They did not care. Nothing changed. Frankly, it got worse. So she did nothing. She just made it worse. And then, because of that it becoming worse, there was a whole week of school that I missed due to having a migraine. At first, it was just like, I thought we were thinking it was a headache. But then, every day of the week, it was like that. And so, at the end of the week, I think it was Thursday, actually. I remember, it was Thursday. We went and I got a shot that, like, is supposed to, like, I don't remember exactly how to explain it, but, like, stops headaches and stuff, migraines. It's for migraines that have gotten really bad, and you can't, like, stop them. And it made me, like, really out of it, really, not really dizzy, but, like, I was out of it, and so, you know. And so, like, my parents left to go to work after, and I was, like, in the living room, you know. No, I was coming out of the bathroom when I heard the door being knocked on. I was not originally going to open it, but what is it called? The resource officer was outside with the principal and somebody else. I don't remember who she was. But the student counselor. And they came over to see how I was doing, quote unquote, and to ask if I was coming to school next week. And I said, I don't know. I was too out of it. So I just listened to them and they left, you know. I only opened the door because the resource officer was there. If he wasn't there, I would have not opened the door. But then right after, I messaged my mom and told her what happened. Told her that the principal came to school, not to school, home, to the house, and it basically asked me why I haven't been in school, when am I coming back? Am I coming back next week? Will we see you Monday? You know, stuff, weird. And I need to remind you, I think it's part of their school policy to call the parents before coming to their house. My mom never got a call. My dad never got a call from the school that they were going to come over. So, they weren't listening to their own policy. I mean, they weren't anyway. But, and so, my mom said I was not going to go to school that Friday. Like, but I wasn't going to go, I wasn't going to go to school Friday or Monday. But we were going Tuesday. But I wasn't going to school. The principal decided, my mom talked to the principal, and the principal decided to set up this, meeting. with, and we were told to bring some people in, quote unquote, like family members and stuff, people who would be on my side and stuff. So, me, my mom, my grandma, the one that ended up dying later that year, and my grandpa. My dad didn't want to come because he was afraid that if the principal said something, he would, like, end up in jail. Basically, beat her up, And he didn't want that to happen. But anyway, while we were going in, and I need to remind you, despite how much I'm talking and stuff, I'm not a social person. Big groups of people aren't great. Heck, one person next to me and I have a hard time talking, She had 10 people in there. Her and then like 10 other people. I only knew like 3 of the people in there. One of them, the last I saw them, was like 3rd grade. I'm in 10th grade. They don't know. It's been years. They haven't been to the high school to see me, to talk to me and stuff. I don't know why they would be there. The other ones, they kind of make sense, but why are they there? This isn't a conversation for them. One of them, the one I was talking about earlier, the after school program, the lady who was, at the time, she's no longer, because the school sucks. I almost said the school name. Okay, we're good. She knew me better than the principal. The principal thought she knew me because she used to be like my old softball coach when I was like really young. I was so social back then. I was so like this, and so she doesn't know me. She doesn't know me now, like she says she does. Where the person at the time who was running the after-school program knew me way better. I had been in this program since I think 5th grade, and there were like 2 years that I wasn't in it because at the time those grades weren't able to be in the program because of how it was at the time. Well, they kind of were, but I would have to walk to the elementary school to attend it, and it's either that or ride a bus over there, and I don't know. Like I said, I am considered obese. Sadly, I am not athletic. I wouldn't want to walk that way every day. So, but anyway, but after it, so the principal during the meeting was basically victim blaming me, but not in the sense of, oh, she deserves it. It's, oh, are you sure they were laughing at you, or are you sure they were talking about you? It's like, I know they were. They looked at me, They were laughing. They said some stuff. I heard my name. Of course I know. And then I think some, like, yeah, afterwards, I decided, my parents already knew my decision, but they wanted me to say it anyway. I decided I didn't want to go to that school anymore, because that meeting didn't do crap. That meeting didn't make me feel better. It was like, oh, we'll try to fix it. Also, before I want to state something, before the meeting, I got in trouble with the school before the meeting, which I wouldn't say in trouble. I would consider I was doing the right thing. I got told by, I think it was my brother told me to do it, because, you know, he knew it was the right thing to do. And I think the after-school program person told me I was in the right for doing it. I, quote-unquote, recorded them talking about me, but I didn't show their faces, because I knew that I would probably get in trouble for that, because, you know, I recorded them without consent, blah, blah, blah. I was just recording voices, so that I had evidence. I told my brother about this evidence, and, you know, he brought it, and he was, like, proud of me, and then he brought it up with went to the school board, I think, whatever that building was, and, like, showed them the recording and stuff. And then the next day, I got in trouble. Why? Because I was recording, and that's against school policy. I have to say something about that. First of all, a lot of kids go to the bathroom or to other areas and record TikToks, so why aren't they getting in trouble? And also, they have cameras, and they're recording all the time. That would also be against school policy if recording isn't allowed. So, you know, I got in trouble. My brother didn't like that. Parents didn't like that, you know. But that was, like, before that. But this next part involves the superintendent. Specifically the one that my brother went and, like, talked to that day or something. I don't remember. I don't even know if she was there, but that's where she was when my mom, because my dad did not want to go in and end up punching someone. It did not want to go in and end up punching anybody. Just an FYI, my dad says that he wished he would have gone in both times so that he could punch them, you know. Anyway, the superintendent was, I thought, okay, so first of all, my thoughts on the superintendent before this was that she was the nicest person ever. So, yeah. And she was somebody I could talk to, you know, about this stuff. Somebody who I thought could help. Until my mom came home and told me she was glad she took me out of that school. And glad that I said I didn't want to continue going. Glad that she put me online. I'm glad she put me online. My mom says that she wished she would put me online sooner, because many years ago, something happened on the bus with somebody. They threatened us with some violence. I'm gonna just say that. And my mom was getting ready to put us online because she was afraid. We I think my brother was the one who convinced her not to. But to be honest, I really wished she would have done it then. Because then these would have been easier. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the superintendent was victim blaming. Literally. She was saying that I put it on myself because of my weight, because of how I looked, and that I deserved it because I, like, what? Okay. But I would like to say that being out of that school was great, the greatest thing ever. Because of me speaking up about, I was able to spend time with my grandma more. That's the one thing I'm actually happy about. Because if I was still in school, I wouldn't have spent as much time as I had with her. And I wish I would have spent more, but there was like a week that I couldn't see her because it wasn't that I couldn't see her, but it was because I was already behind in the online schoolwork because I was constantly going over to her house. And so I wanted to get that all done and then go over. What was I trying? There was something I was gonna say. I forgot it. Oh. And then before my grandma was like out of it where she couldn't understand what was going on and was all like fighty, basically wasn't there anymore. She told me she was proud of me and proud of my school work and stuff, and proud of the fact that I'm shoving it in their face. And I'm going to be saying that again in the school's face for leaving, because yeah. When my grandma passed, I could not remember what was like the final things she told me. Besides like, I love you, and those small stuff that ended up being said during like her time where she wasn't there. Once I eventually figured it out, it took a couple months, but once I figured it out, we were in the middle of the school year. Specifically, last year's, I think, yeah, it would be then. I remembered that she told me she was proud and told me to keep up the great work and to shove it in that school's face. Show them how amazing I can be without the bullying constantly. Because, yeah. So, if I remember correctly, I decided to keep taking extra classes. When I would finish one, I would ask for another, and then ask for another, and ask for another. Eventually, I stopped asking, and they just kept giving me some, and I was fine with that, because I wanted them to. But I didn't want to just ask over and over. And at the time, it was like halfway through the second semester, And by the looks of things, I was going to graduate during the summer, which is great because, you know, I was supposed to graduate in 2026. It's 2025. Yeah. I ended up graduating at the end of the year. Frankly, I should say I graduated like a marking period, or basically like half a semester before. And so all I could do was just log in and log into every class is all I did every day until I was done. So I'd like to say that I said it before that I graduated a year earlier, but I'm saying it that because of my grandma's words, I was able to. Because I also, not that long ago, I made a post on Facebook that I just wanted to share with everybody. That for a while, specifically during that time where I was being bullied constantly, and then like a bit with the other time where it was just once a week kind of thing, I had a hard time looking in the mirror. Every time I do, I didn't like how I looked. Sometimes it was my hair, sometimes it was my body. I didn't look right in my eyes. And it would like bring me down to just look in the mirror. But whenever like my grandma, my mom, or a family member told me I was like pretty, beautiful, you know, it would bring me back up. But then, and I would feel good for the beginning of the school day, or the beginning of the day. But as soon as I start hearing those freaking bickering and all that stuff, it would bring me down and make me feel self-conscious and all that stuff. And looking in the mirror was difficult. But I had to at least a couple times because it was just there. Especially since the mirror in our bathroom is like almost like most of the wall in there. So, you know, I had to kind of look there a lot. It was unintentionally, but it was right there, so I couldn't ignore it. After I don't know how long ago this post was, but when I made the post, it was after, I think it was like a bit after I graduated. And it had been like months, and I started to finally feel how I used to about myself, how I was pretty, how I looked pretty, and eventually my body didn't actually look right. Because before, I don't know how to explain it, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I think my mental image was that I was looking bigger than I actually was. And then when I look in the mirror now, it's like, to myself, I no longer look so big. I'm still big, you know, but not as big as how I thought I looked. And because of that, looking in the mirror has been fun. I look in the mirror every day. even if it's just to look at my face or get dressed or something, I look at it every day and smile at myself because it's like I see myself as beautiful again. And before I couldn't because the words. So it's just something I wanted to share. I think on YouTube here, on YouTube, if you have me on YouTube, so you don't have to subscribe, but you can like go and look at the live stream stuff. The VOD's over there if you want. But before I started doing the streams, where is it? I would do some like Roblox stuff. And I think I have a full like video somewhere that was basically up right here. Literally a year ago. Where I talked about my school story, and it was like 2 different clips from 2 different videos or something. And it talks about it. But I think this would be easier to, now that it's been a year, I have a better picture. Of course, some of it's not great because it was a time that I wanted to forget. But I also wanted to share it because, you know, I would rather say it again over and over and have everybody understand than, you know, oh my gosh. It's been more than an hour. It might be like exactly an hour. I do have Twitch still up, but it's not open on there. Why do you keep hitting me? Oh my gosh. But yeah. But yeah, I graduated. Hold on. I have the diploma in here. It has the date where I was considered graduated. Even though I technically didn't walk because I didn't. The class that I had, the class for, you know, I didn't know anybody. So it was like, I didn't want to go walk. My parents were okay with that. You know, they were okay with it. Oh, wow. Give me a moment. I'm taking the earbuds off so I can quickly grab that and look at the date. Okay, I have it. If I can put my phone back in my ear. Diploma of graduation. Given this 13th day, it's the June 13th, basically. So, you know, oh my gosh. It hasn't, you know, it hasn't even been it's been like 2 months, actually, almost. How long have I been streaming? I could probably sit here for like 2 more minutes to get to like up to a full hour. But, yeah, it took a bit for the diploma here to get delivered because of, you know, stuff. You would be given, if I would have gone and walked with my class, I would have gotten it then. But because I didn't, they had to start like sending them out and stuff. So you know, it took a bit. There was like a lot of students. I like to state, I said this before, I still have the laptop that the online one, gave us at the beginning of the year. They haven't asked for it back, and if they don't ask for it back, we don't have to send it back. So we're just waiting for them to want it back. Also, they gave us a printer at the beginning of when we started. I'm pretty sure my mom said that when we got the printer and stuff, that they didn't want that back at all. I don't remember, like, you know. But, yeah. So, I don't know what's going to be happening in the future. I don't know if I'll have a job, or if this will become my job. If so, then I'm going to have to do this way more. But I also need to get a lot of stuff, because I need, like, an ID, credit card, bank stuff, you know, that kind of stuff, because I don't have that yet. Despite being almost 18, and normally, like, my brother having it by, like, 17, 16 area. I don't have it because I didn't get a job when I was younger, so I didn't need it. But now that I'm older and getting almost an adult, I should get that stuff. I know when I talked about it with back like last year, because we had like a class that like talked about voting and stuff. I don't remember what it was, but they told us like ways we can get this stuff and all that stuff. And I talked to my mom about it, and she said that they would eventually get to it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. Oh. Okay. So, you should be able to still hear me. Oh, that's the wrong button. If I do this, you should still be able to hear me. We're like 2 minutes off. It went like 4 minutes instead of 2, like I said I was gonna do for the finish. But I'm gonna be saying, I don't know when I'll be streaming next. I'm hoping it should be next week. If it's not, it should be next week, no matter what. I try to stream at least once a week. I don't have a set schedule because, I don't know. I could start streaming more, but it's more of like a hobby right now. For fun. But it might become a bigger thing later on. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry. I will be seeing you whenever I end up streaming next. Bye bye.